changes. While in most cases changes are fine and dare I say it, they make things spicier, most people still agree that changes suck. We all like to live in our safe comfort bubbles, and especially as gamers, we've all been there. The mere thought of somebody approaching our personal bubble fills us with anxiety. Worst of all, changes are nearly unavoidable. No matter how dedicated you are to a hobby, sooner or later either you or someone else will make things different. Or when someone else decides that things you like could be so much better. This includes Riot games. League of Legends is a game with a fictional world so vast it is easy to get lost in it. There is no denying that the universe Riot Games created for their own game is so incredibly well constructed that some people already started forming lines waiting for League's MMO release. It's their fault they'll be late. But even Riot's own world didn't start as a masterpiece. In fact, Riot's original vision of their world was so strange, they decided to retcon it. You see, at the beginning, the game League of Legends was part of the lore. Simply said, on the old map of Runeterra, which was released in 2009, among all the places we know and love, such as Freljord, Noxus, or Yordeland, there was also the Institute of War. The Institute of War was where we could find the Summoners, with the Summoners being the players of the game League of Legends. So yes, you were canon in 2009. The way the old lore worked is that whenever there was a conflict on Runeterra, instead of the regions going to war, they would send forth a chosen champion who would represent them in combat. This champion would be then summoned into an arena by the Summoners, also known as you. And there, in the arena known as the Summoner's Rift, whoever won the game won the war. Of course, after losing a match on the Summoner's Rift, the losing region had to back off because the Summoners, who could literally summon World Eaters, were more powerful than gods. This is the TLDR of the lore. Of course, now it is obvious why it was retconned. It's because in a world where the 9-year-old Jimmy is more powerful than the end of the universe, you can't really have a meaningful threat, and therefore you only have a limited space for drama. That's not to say that Riot was not able to make a good drama in the old world, but after they did it once, they kinda exhausted their options. So Riot scrapped it, and roughly around the time when Aurelian Sol was released, they reworked their universe. And they turned it into what would become the modern standard lore that survived to this day. This is likely the biggest retcon they ever pulled off. After all, they did start building everything from the ground up again. And I don't blame them, some of the original stories from 2008 were quite ridiculous. For example, originally Malphite was an alien from space. He was a shard of an alien race that ripped off of its colony, and which was later summoned into the Summoner's Rift by the Summoners, because, again, the Summoners were more powerful than gods. But even more ridiculous than that was Taric, because Taric was an alien from space. He came from a planet where his father was doing some healing, and he started healing people too using gems. And then the Summoners kidnapped him from his home planet. Again, the Summoners were simply gods. As you can see, the old stories were quite far-fetched, and comparing them to what we got in Arcane, I don't think they will be missed. So these old retcons were justified. However, that doesn't mean that Riot never retconned anything even after they reworked their universe. Quite the opposite. Despite Riot having set up an amazing universe with really diverse regions, every now and then, for no reason at all, they retcon something for the sake of fitting the new narrative. Granted, ever since the new universe, the retcons were never big, but they were always unnecessary. Riot never had to do them. And so these days, even though without shadow of a doubt I can say that the League of Legends universe is the best fantasy universe in the world, competing with giants such as the Middle-earth or the 41st millennium, the universe still has some issues which Riot never managed to deal with. For example, whenever Riot wants to update something, they also retcon what came before. And this is what I absolutely hate about the world of League of Legends. So, let's talk about it. Most of the time, League's retcons come from reworks. A few years back, every champion rework meant a brand new lore. The new story would always be inspired by the old one, so that the champion's character would stay the same. But all the details would always be different. And as someone who's been following the lore of League of Legends for a while, I can say, I hate retcons. It's one thing to remember the story of 160 different champions. It's another thing to remember it all when it's changing. So thankfully Riot recognized this to be an issue. And as more champions got reworked, 80% of their lore stayed the same. And they only started to change details that would set up future stories. With Akali being the first one who was reworked with small changes, and currently Udyr who was reworked with giving him more details without retconning anything. So, all of this sounds good. We are in a really good place as to how the stories are structured. But in the past, there was one massive retcon that happened after the universe was already reworked. It's one that most people won't remember, because back in the day, most people were not paying attention to the lore. This retcon, which happened after Aurelian Sol and after the new universe was already set up, came from the Darkin. Around the times when Varus' cinematic was released, whenever we talked about the Darkin, I mentioned that they came from another planet. In space. That's right, originally the Darkin were supposed to be alien invaders from another world. If you go back to my old video where I covered the lore of Varus, which I called Retribution, you may listen to me explain the old Darkin lore at the beginning of that video. Long story short, originally the Darkin came from a dying world. After people on Runeterra started using the world runes for their rune wars, the Darkin sent the magic on the planet, and that's how they found it. Fun fact, in the old lore, the Darkin invasion came in waves. The big fighters such as Aatrox came in the first wave of the invasion, while the supporting characters such as Varus and his sister came in the second wave. With this knowledge, if you go back to Varus' comic, you may realize that Varus is referencing an alien invasion there, not the Darkin Wars which we know from the modern lore. Again, that's because back then the Darkin lore was different. And Riot didn't have to change the comic because those details fit both versions of the story. Regardless, what this means is that even after releasing a massive cinematic that is focusing on Varus' lore, Riot still wasn't afraid to retcon the past that was connected to this. And finally, the modern Darkin lore was finally set in stone around the time when we got the massive story about Icathia. So this time, I understand why they retconned the Darkin. Riot wanted to focus on Runeterra, and they wanted to keep this planet the key to the universe. And for the third time, they abandoned a piece of lore that was leading to space. Space. It's like they are trying to hide evidence. But why would they be covering tracks that lead to space? I don't understand. Chibin, run the analysis.
On it. And done. Sending the results back. Wait, no. No, this can't be. Whatever was editing the old stories, it doesn't fit anything in the database. What's worse, the linked data seems to be in French.
So it's alien.
No, I just forgot to change the Google preferred language.
I thought so. I knew it was weird that throughout the last few years we were getting strange events. The last really good one happened in space. Lieutenant, you know what this means.
Are you listening to me? I don't think Riot would actually... Commander?
We are going to space. Dumps, I know you're not working on a video. Get out of the basement and kick her up. I want to be ready to leave in 5 minutes.
Aye, aye, Commander. Ionic engine breathing at 40%. Artificial gravity up and running. Shields are ready for deployment. Galactic navigation synced.
Mini Fritz ready to pull out a cold one. You're spoiling me, Commander.
Thanks for coming on such a short notice. How's the AI?
Amazing, this thing can automate the whole ship.
Control, not automate.
We need to be ready for anything. We have an important mission ahead of us.
Sounds serious, so what are we doing?
I don't really know, but I know that Riot is hiding something, and that something is up in space.
Weird, last time Riot went to space they wanted to dump out the evidence about the Summoners.
Exactly, they are hiding something again. After what happened with the Ruination, I'm not taking chances. We all know it was a setup to see how much they can sacrifice for sexy skins. Who knows what they are capable of doing next?
Nothing, apparently.
Well, where do we start?
According to the data Chippen passed over, the trail of the last Riot ship leaving Earth stopped in the Borean Nebula, owned by the Tense Enterprise.
Tense Enterprise. Those guys own everything these days.
It would be wise to start there, although that ship left a year ago.
It will be like finding a hair on Brom's nipple. Impossible!
Well, set the course for crash site port.
Crash site port? Didn't we just learn we should go to Borean Nebula?
I'm not going out there blind. We don't really know what we're looking for. If we find something related to Riot, we can connect the dots. Crash site port was the last place they poured their hearts into. We have to get a clue there first.
So, AI, what should we call you?
The real name is Declan.
But that's a human's name. You're not a human. How can I have a human's name?
You keep saying ship do this, ship do that, so you know what? Refer to me as ship.
Most people also call their ships she, so I'm not sure how you'd feel about that.
That will do.
Like ship deck.
No, that's not. Never mind.
And so, our heroes leave the comforts of their homes to venture into the unknown. Driven by courage and their own curiosity, who knows what they would find? One thing is certain, it would be an adventure for the ages.
Ship deck, begin to resist the gravitational pull.
I swear, I'll stab you London style. Wait, sensors say the gravity well of this planet is enormous. It seems like something was feeding it.
It's the left behind tears and joy of those who remember this place. The core absorbed it over the years. Or so they say. What a waste. All of this was left behind to rot.
At this point, one could wonder, what exactly are you looking for here?
Anything that we can pick up and scan. We need a piece of Riot to compare it to the traces. What about this?
You weren't lying. Riot really did pour their hearts into this place.
Alright, that will do.
You are not seriously taking that with you, are you?
Look, we need something. What's wrong with this?
You could have picked up a tainted rock or a piece of that giant spaceship.
Nah, this one has character.
It's someone's heart!
Full of passion.
Okay, whatever, just put it in a bag or something.
Oh, someone's here! Hey there! I've been searching for content to talk about and then my ship broke down. Could you... Oh, God. You didn't...
I found this.
Oh, thank God. Of course you wouldn't.
I would.
But you didn't.
I didn't.
Somebody hit me.
Wait! Necrit?
That would be me.
Wait, I know who this is, but more importantly, I know he has connections.
Okay, so let me get this straight. You read a League story that sounds so out of this world that you think Riot is hiding something in space?
Uh-huh.
And the only lead you have leads to the Borean Nebula?
Uh-huh.
So, what's with the heart?
We needed something that would match Riot's tech print.
So, what's with the heart?
To be fair, I would like to find out myself.
Please, very gently put it on the scanner and let me work. Oh god, I think some of it spilled out. Okay, let me see. So the good news is, this is related to Riot. The bad news is, this is someone's heart.
So, can we use it to find a trace leading to Riot?
Well, we can't use it to find a trace, but at least once we find something, we can confirm if it leads to Riot.
Okay, so back to the start. We know the general space of where the last Riot ship ended up, and that would be here.
That's quite close to the Project City.
Project City. Where did that name come from?
Well, the place has a bit of a reputation.
But to get to the Project City, we need permission to land. And Scooch might know the right person to get us in.
What do you mean? I don't know anyone.
Oh, I know you do. And you're going to help us because if we didn't pick you up, you'd still be on a planet of goopy hearts.
Regardless, the Project City is the closest hub there is, so that's where we're going.
Alright, setting course to Project City.
It's gonna take a bit of time till we get there, so you kids do whatever you kids do these days.
Don't mind if I do. It's been a while since I've just watched good old TV.
I know. Who watches TV these days?
My old ship didn't have TV.
Wait, this isn't your old ship? What happened to the first one?
I don't want to talk about it.
And where did you get money for a new ship?
So I see you've come to me. How much do you need?
I don't want to talk about it.
And so our heroes venture towards the city of progress and information. But things apparently aren't getting too hot as they've got some free time to watch TV. No space combat, no alien invasions, just good old-fashioned TV it is.
This program is being interrupted by snacks. The best way to feed your poro on the market. Come here, boy. Come here, get it. Get it in there. Stop fighting. Stop. Stop.
You know, maybe that's why no one's watching TV anymore.
This program is being interrupted by refillable potion.
What are these? I can't skip any of these ads? Is this what watching TV is like?
No, you're browsing Twitch.
This interruption is being interrupted by Interrupter.
Oh, and now there's an ad after the ad.
Dire situations. Provided you do not ask it to open a window or do the dishes.
Okay, enough of that. Say, you're not as active on Discord as you used to be, right?
Is this an intervention?
No.
Yeah, I used to chat with my fans quite a bit, but these days I only reply to DMs.
Why is that?
Well, you see, I'm working from 9 to 5, and then I have to take care of them, and him, and her, and her, and him, and him, and her, and her. I have a lot of responsibilities.
Why do you have so many animals?
That's my son.
Ding dong, we're here. Commander, we need you at the main deck. You'll need to ask for permission to dock. And we'll need to use Scooter's connections.
So, what's this about?
This place won't let us land unless we get permission. You'll need to ask them to let us in.
I have to make a call with someone I don't know.
Would knowing them change anything?
No.
You're 28.
Oh, you remembered my birthday.
Well, you'll have to be socially adept and make a call.
Ah, shit. What was that?
I activated the Bardo censorship shield.
Why? You want to stay family friendly?
No, it's because we're meeting them.
Oh no.
Ah.
Savage, what do you want?
What's that?
You see, we were meant to meet Tyler here.
Oh, we were. Well, that didn't happen, so what's that?
He's not present, but he got this bot made in his image to filter out the unworthy.
Vessel unknown.
That's supposed to look like him? How could anyone fall for that?
Hi, Tyler.
Did Scooch fall for it?
I think he's reliving his trauma.
Target Scooch recognized.
See? I told you his connection would help us.
Target weak. Target fed Tyler's game during Twitch Rivals.
Oh god.
Yeah, sounds like me.
Requesting alpha.
Oh no, their system's scanning our ship for an alpha player. Quick, someone step in!
Alpha recognized. Permission granted.
Well, that was simple. I think your disguise worked.
Project City, here we come.
Permission granted. Landing in Dock G Bay 99.
Well, alright then. Where do we go from here?
I would recommend we start like you do in any video game. We find an innkeeper.
Smart, we can talk to an innkeeper and get an update on our quest. The question is, where is the inn here?
How about we just ask one of the locals? What about him?
There are so many people in this city and you point at him?
He looks nice to me. Hunched over, drooling. Kind of reminds me of myself when I was younger.
Hey sir, can you help us? Why is he not responding?
We're in the city of geeks, maybe he just needs a little incentive.
Oh my god, I can't believe it.
Hey, can you tell us where we can find an innkeeper? Or any place that's far away from you?
An innkeeper? Like in a PvE game? Yeah, you can find one in the pub down the street. He's really devoted to his craft, painting things red.
That doesn't sound safe.
Oh no, I'm sure he's a nice guy. Just go talk to him. He's in the building marked with a maiden.
Well, it's worth a try. Thank you, kind sir. Enjoy the gift.
Finally, after threatening 14 rioters, the fist bump buddy is finally mine. My mom's gonna be so proud of me.
Alright, let's not forget why we're here. Let's talk to the innkeeper, let's learn about any potential lost Riot ships, and let's get out before anyone notices I don't go to pubs.
If they start suspecting anything, show them you touch grass.
Good plan. Well, hello there, praised innkeeper. You have not happened to hear about Riot games, have you?
Nah.
Oh, well, what the hell do I do now?
He's the innkeeper. He has to know someone who knows something.
An innkeeper? What do you think this is, a pub?
Well, of course, I touch grass. Wait, what did you say?
Look, I don't have time for this. I have menus to paint.
I don't know what this means, but would you know anyone who knows the local space?
You are in pub. PvE United Bangers Club? Most people here only pay attention to having a good time in video games.
Wow. People unburdened by measuring themselves against other players. Well, that doesn't help us.
There is a new girl in town, real sneaky one, too. She seems like she's seen her fair share of space.
Well, that sounds like a lead. Where can we find her?
She spends most of her time on the roof. Stairs are to your left.
Thank you, we'll leave right away and let you run your pub.
Have a good one. Just don't bonk your head.
Hey, Scooch, you're coming?
You know, looking around, I kind of like this place. It's full of people simply just having fun. No boundaries. I think I'll stay.
You do you, man. Maybe one day I'll be like you.
Hey, so there's this one pretty old Mortal Kombat game. Yeah, it's kind of brutal.
Next time I'm taking the lift.
That was 8 steps.
So, we're looking for a girl that seems to be new in this city. Perhaps someone who looks awkward?
That doesn't really narrow anything down.
Oh, watch it! You're gonna break it! I traveled real far to get this one.
Ugh, God, you traveled real far, huh? I assume you're not from here.
That is none of your business.
It is now that you owe me for a few dead brain cells. Besides, is there a stealth system? I highly doubt you have a permission for that.
Like that would ever stop me.
An outlaw, huh?
Look, are you here to patronize me or do you actually want something?
Would you be up to trade some intel?
Depends on who's asking. The police? No. Friends? No.
How about a fellow outlaw?
You don't look like an outlaw to me. Okay, maybe with those flippers you do, but why should I trust you?
I can pay you in exposure.
Now you're thinking like a criminal. But no.
Look, please, all we need to figure out is where we can find something related to this.
Oh God, what is that?
Beef jerky, what does it look like?
Please put it away, I will not doubt your outlawness anymore.
It's important. Somewhere in this area there is a lost Riot ship and it should have the same imprint as this heart. We need to find it. The future of events is on the line.
Wait, this comes from Riot?
That's what the scans showed us.
Whoa, you have an AI with a soul?
He's British, I don't know about that.
Riot likes to hide Easter eggs everywhere. I bet there's something inside it.
Please don't encourage him.
Well, did you open it with a knife?
A knife? I don't have those.
You can always get one over there, but the prices are ridiculous.
No problem. I was always more of a fork guy.
Wait!
Ah!
With a joyous heart, I can announce that our work here is done. The greatest event we have ever made was put into motion. There was no need to tempt people with PBE, as we shall release Odyssey straight to live servers. Now that our work is done, we shall retreat to our basement to work on more groundbreaking projects. Perhaps our future once again lies in dominating an established game genre.
What a whole load of garbage.
Was that a message?
There was supposed to be more, but it actually cut off.
It was a message from 2018. Now that was a good year. I'm surprised you managed to get this out of it. After stabbing it with a fork.
I think the fork triggered spaghetti neurons in its core, but without proper Riot equipment, we won't get the other half of the message out of it.
Well, I'm not buying one of those knives.
Even that wouldn't do. These messages are usually meant for their headquarters, so unless you plan on going there, I think that's where this ends.
The message said they would retreat to their basement. Maybe that's the headquarters. It also included a map for those who would want to follow them. What's weird is that the destination seems to be empty. Maybe something was there in the past, but now it's all gone.
Hey, I know where that is. That place is riddled with outlaws.
Do you have any friends there, or can you guide us there?
I guess I can. That would make us even for your head injury.
I seriously doubt you care about bumping his head.
You're right, I don't. I just want to see where this adventure leads you. Also, it's a dangerous space.
We got a stealth system, it should be fine.
Where did you get a stealth system?
Well, Civ has the wares, if you have the coin.
I got connections, so are you coming with us to our ship?
Oh God, no, I've got my own ship.
As advanced as ours? Do as you wish.
You know, maybe we should have gone onto her ship.
Do you think she's overcompensating for something?
I don't know, just keep following her.
You still comfy down there, guys?
Yeah, we're fine.
Since we're almost there, maybe I should mention my tiny issue. this is an outlaw territory, and my ship doesn't really have any guns. So at the first sign of danger, I'm out.
You see, I told you she was overcompensating for something.
Bologna and meatballs.
Well, that's my cue. Bye!
She really ditched us.
I don't blame her. We got the good news and the bad news. The good news is we found the ship that was heading to the Riot headquarters. The bad news is I don't think it's taking us anywhere.
Wow, for a Riot product, that's a total wreck.
Looks normal to me.
Weird. The scans say nobody died on this ship. It's almost as if someone just left it here.
Well, what do we do now? It looks totally worthless in this state. Why would anyone abandon it if...
Don't touch our booty!
Tobias, Fate? Are you guys doing this?
Like every good bot account owner would say, we simply found it.
But if you guys didn't do this, then who did?
I don't know about you, but this thing's a gold mine. It keeps leaking spaghetti, so we're using it as bait.
Spaghetti is a hot commodity, so that's why Riot is an empire now.
We're not here for the spaghetti, we just need access to its computer.
I don't think I can let you have that.
Why?
It's like the old saying, one bird in the soup is worth 3 in the lasagna.
That's not...
Necrit, all we are here for are the Riot HQ coordinates. I can scan the remains of the ship for the data, just keep him busy. Scan initialized.
Did I hear a starting scan?
No, that was a starting spam.
Heh, I love me a good spam. One time I spammed a GG Easy, and as they turned, I blasted him in their booty.
Uh-huh.
Data scanning at 30%.
You're not trying to steal me booty, are ya? Because stabbing people in the booty, well, it's kind of what I'm into.
Why would I do that? We are good friends, despite the fact that this is literally the first time we ever talked.
You're right. You were always someone I could trust.
Data scanning at 45%.
Say, your ship does like to spam a lot. What schemes are you into?
We're spamming people with scams to distract them from valuable things.
What a classic.
Yeah,
65%.
Wait, you're trying to steal me virtual booty?
No, virtual. Not unless there is an NFT inside, in which case you can have it.
I'll get you for this.
I'm detecting the enemy started lining up their barrels.
You'll pray for mercy.
The barrels are extremely slowly getting closer.
I'll carve my KDA into your shin bones.
The second barrel just dropped.
And that KDA is a long number, with 2 zeros in the front and 2 in the back.
They misplaced their second barrel, so they have to drop another one.
Once I set up my 3-hit combo, you'll be finer than a powder monkey.
Data acquired. Engines in overdrive.
Good thing a powder monkey is not a physical being. Go!
Fire! Damn it! Why did nobody tell me fire doesn't burn in space?
Whoa, that was close.
Not really.
We got it though. We know where Riot's headquarters are located.
I'm looking through that data now. It should be right behind the corner. Metaphorically.
I can't believe it. The answers are near. We'll finally learn what's happening with leaks, events, and PvE. Do you guys have any expectations?
I hope you get to see Lilia.
You're not coming with me?
Oh, hell no, I'm not risking to meet League's German social media people.
What's up with them?
We have a bit of history on Twitter.
Ding dong, we are here.
Well, that was right behind the corner. That's it, huh?
You see that glowing cluster? That's their databank. The headquarters should be in the center of that.
The entire thing is their database? What are they storing there?
Have you ever filled out a Riot survey?
It's all personal data?
Now that would be illegal. I assume it's surveys, your engagement history, your shop recommendations, just stuff like that.
That's terrifying. It's players' data. Well, set course for the source of its power.
Aye, Commander.
And so, with courage on their shoulders, our heroes approach their final destination. Perhaps they will find the answers they seek, or perhaps they uncover a dark truth.
Commander, we got visuals of the headquarters.
Take us in. Low profile.
I don't think we can do low. Our stealth systems are of no use. There's a repulsive barrier that won't get us any closer.
They don't think we're one of the ordinary creators. I mean, I don't blame them. None of us are a classic gameplay creator. And one of us doesn't upload at all. So how do we prove them wrong?
I don't know, send them a message, make it an image. They might be too lazy to read.
Like this?
Add in yellow text, a few stars, an emoji. And make sure they know it's all new. Perfect.
I'll get us as close as possible. From that point on, it's all on you.
The last time I heard that...
Hey, don't finish that joke.
This should be fine. It seems like nobody noticed us yet.
Remember, you're searching for anything related to the recent events. A Star Guardian, a piece of black mist, maybe a remnant of a cancelled Void event.
Got it. But in case things go horribly wrong, don't go anywhere. Wait here.
Roger that.
Alright, I'm inside. How's the signal?
All is fine so far. This place is weird though. It's constantly shifting, expanding. What is Riot doing with all that data?
I don't know, but I can't let them see me.
Aren't you friends with a couple of them?
Being friends is one thing. Criticizing their work behind their backs is another. Making a diss track about the Sentinels? Am I the asshole? We got contact.
There seems to be some security, but nothing too tight. Take a left here and stay low. Stop, wait. Okay, go. The next corridor on the right will take you closer to the center.
I'm telling you, we need a champ exactly like him. Just put him in the game. 1-to-1. Easy.
Well, what now?
That right there is the main data core. You have to get past them somehow.
Hey, what was that? Dude, is that a gaming chair?
Man, my back could use a treat right now. You wanna sit on it?
Together? Hell yeah, dude.
I'm inside. What is this place?
The schematics say this is their data center, but it seems to be some kind of lab.
What kind of experiments are happening here?
Half of Riot's work is experimental at times. Who knows?
What is that? It's hideous.
That's a Lux skin? Looks unfinished though.
Why would this be here?
It's probably linked to what's happening here. There should be a main console nearby with more information.
Whatever this machine is, it is producing physical matter seemingly out of thin air. It can even do living tissue.
A nice, big, flashy 3D printer. That's exactly what this mystery needed.
I can't see anything linked to events or PvE. What about...
What did you do?
I searched for Shaco lore.
Shaco lore? Why would anyone... Of course that would trigger an alarm. You couldn't have done anything more suspicious.
I just wanted to know if something would finally happen to him.
They can't fix the map on Universe. What makes you think they can fix a story of a marionette? Quickly, shut it down before someone finds out you're there.
I do visual scripting in Unreal Engine, I don't know how.
The main console has a manual controller that cuts the power source.
There are 2 buttons, which one do I press?
Can't you read? Just do something!
Goddamn dyslexia. Who are you? What do you mean? Where are you? You've been suppressing us for a while. You're me? How have I never known about you? Are you listening? We are the subconscious versions of you. You are the dominant one. If you studied more, you could have been a scientist. Or an investor. Or nothing. I don't think that's a job. Tell that to him. Who is that? Social science? Oh, that's the Discord chatter. He's been like that for years now. Huh. Well, what am I supposed to do with you guys? Nothing, I suppose. We are not even real. Wait, what do you mean? Off you go, into the machine. Can anyone actually tell me what's going on? What? Who are you?
Hi, I'm Girl DM.
You're... Are you real?
Only in the same way you are.
What? Ah! But what happened to me?
You tubed too hard, and now you got the V.
I'm a VTuber?
Well, I meant victory, but yeah.
Is this who I am now?
Not quite. This is your subconsciousness. It's what you secretly want to be. I wanted to be Malzahar, but not in your head.
Uh-huh. Look, I've had enough of my inner demons for the day. Can you just show me the way out?
I don't think there is one. If you're here, it means you're connected to a machine. So to get out of here, just unplug yourself.
Believe me, I would love to do that. But I have no hands!
Necrit, is this thing on? Are you there?
Oh, thank God, a voice I can recognize. Yes, I'm here, wherever this is. Can you just tell me what's going on?
It seems like you're plugged into some kind of thought collection machine. Though not through a cable. When you press that button, your mind got wirelessly calibrated to the machine. So either your mind was migrated here so you would survive the shock, or they wanted to know your deepest unconscious desires.
Alright, fine, I don't care what's happening. Can you just get me out?
Alright then, I think I can sever the link. Let me just replace you with someone else.
Please, quickly.
Alright, I'm unplugging you in 3, 2, 1.
Bye!
What the hell?
Hi, I'm Girl DM.
Ah, what a day.
So, why a cat?
Really?
There was your business side and your dark side. I think I also saw a kinky side. So why a cat?
Stop.
It was your subconscious. Maybe you should just stop hiding it.
Look, I don't know what's happening inside my head. Most of the time, I'm on autopilot.
Hey, that's my job.
So for now, let's just figure out how to get out of here.
Way ahead of you. While you were enjoying your feline nap, I noticed the main data folder has a biometric lock.
Is it DNA?
Just fingerprints. Riot is a small indie company after all. Anything that has a fingerprint linked to this place can access the main files. So, just cut off someone's hand or something and let's move on. Chip chip!
Whoa, I'm not gonna.
You walked around with a heart, but a hand crosses the line.
Well, look who contributed to our database.
You?
One could say you got isekai'd, but come on, don't do that again. You know that's our thing. I have to congratulate you. You're the first to ever find our true hideout. And for what? Trying to figure out what's happening with the new events? Wondering why League of Legends never re-released PvE?
So my assumptions were right. There was something happening behind the scenes.
Riot Games is always shifting. We were built on the idea that anything could be improved. To stay in place would stagnate our progress. To move forward, we must take risks. We must try new things.
But what about Odyssey or Star Guardian Invasion? People loved those game modes. Was that not enough?
Our previous experiments gave us experience. The gathered data was invaluable. It gave us a vision for the future. A future that's fair for all players, just like Legends of Runeterra.
I don't understand.
We reward talent with opportunity. That is the only way to maintain progress. We will make a better gaming world. And although the road is rough, we will create a world without meaningless microtransactions.
What about the battle passes?
You know too much, Necrit. Our talents must be expanded upon, and if that means leaving our past in the dust, then so be it.
5 minutes until self-destruction.
You're making me wait 5 minutes before this place gets destroyed?
Necrit?
Not now, I'm in the middle of shouting at someone who already left.
First of all, this isn't a post-match chat. And secondly, I know what the machine was. It was trying to hack into your subconscious because of your kinks.
What do you mean?
They were trying to see what you like and what you don't like. They were trying to see what skins would sell. This is how they gathered the data. That luck skin, it was shaped by an algorithm.
So, this machine draws from Riot's data?
It does, but we hardly have time to study it. You need to get out of there. What are you doing?
All I wanted to know is why there was no more PvE in League and no one cares to answer me.
I know you miss the good old days, but we can't.
And don't get me started on Doombots. I'm not leaving this place empty-handed. I need to get the final message from the heart.
Fine, just don't use one of your 9 lives over this.
Though our work is brilliant, even we were not the first to break the cycle. Rioters with great passion also carry a great curse. Their talents are too great to be locked inside a PvP game. Their hearts yearn for a clean slate. And so, just as Riot Latency, the forefather of Star Guardian Invasion, built Riot Forge to make people happy beyond League of Legends, so shall we build a new game to prolong our legacy. Until next time, take it easy.
TFT. He's talking about TFT. I can't believe this. I can't believe any of this. The reason why there is no more PvE in League is because the people who made it were too good for just PvE. Star Guardian Invasion led into the creation of Riot Forge, and without Riot Forge we wouldn't have any of the other games. And after Mordor created Odyssey, he stepped out to create Teamfight Tactics. All of these are excellent games, but the price had to be paid in PvE.
Sad how the road to success is often littered with sacrifices. But if you don't get out of there, nobody will learn the truth, so how about you get moving?
This place looks all the same. I've seen this hallway before. Hey.
There he is! He's about to escape! Somebody cut him off! Deploy the smoke screen!
Target confirmed. He's heading to the docks. Get him! We cannot let him escape!
Is the same.
Darn it!
There you are!
Is this how it's going to end? Me chasing old glory of game modes? I wish I could retcon this.
That's for saying set is 14 years old.
Well, it seems like you're in quite a pickle. Normally, people don't come back from this. So, good luck. Alright. How about something motivational in this dire situation? I was always really good at impersonations.
Power. You know what it feels like. You know it's not for those who linger in comfort. Oh no. It's for those who are willing to find who they really are and risk it all for who they could be. It's for those who are not afraid of the unknown. And so I'm asking you, Necrit, how will you change?
Pretty good, huh? Was that Jason Spicek in my head? Whoa! You're...
You. Yes, I'm you. I thought it was already established.
How did you...
You pressed the print button and you printed me. You. You printed you as me.
I didn't mean to do that. I don't want to live with myself.
Hey. Who said I'm going to live with you?
The scans say all of Riot's data was destroyed, but by a miracle, nobody was harmed.
That's not surprising. Riot was always quick at jumping the ship.
Why would they destroy their entire base?
They wanted to hide the reason why League doesn't have PvE anymore. I doubt that was their only hidden base. The question is, how can they afford destroying it?
They sold a luck skin every year for the last 5 years. I think they'll be fine.
Also, what about him?
What?
Apparently, that's me. My subconscious me.
What are we gonna do with it?
You are not touching me. The moment I get the opportunity, I'm out of here.
What will you do?
Something less boring. You know, unscripted, wild. Not YouTube.
So, Twitch?
Yeah, I think I'll try Twitch.
Twitch can be very unforgiving, you know.
Dude, I survived in your head. I saw everything. I think I'll be fine.
Well, Commander, what do you want to do now? The past has turned to dust, really.
It's time to turn over a new leaf. To stay in place would be to stagnate progress, right? One has to take risks to move forward. I always liked to make bigger videos.
Hey, do you think GP took care of your channel?
Oh no.
Now you're thinking like a criminal. But no. I'm peeking my mic now somehow. Give me a second, just move that away a little bit. Messing with the gain? Who does that? Certainly not I. Oh god, what is that?
There is a new girl. A sneaky one, too. Seems like she's seen her spare. Ugh.
just very quickly wanted to come by and thank absolutely everyone who was part of this, because my fucking god, everyone killed it. I expected some cameos, you know, I told people what they should send me, and they send me absolute gold. So thank you everyone for being part of this. Also, thank you to all the writers who just managed to deal with my shenanigans. I did not expect you guys to do this, so thank you as well. Thank you absolutely everybody. I was working on this video for 2 goddamn years, so finally I can play video games again and not care about a big video. Unless I make a sequel, which so anyway, let me just also mention that even though writers were involved in making this video, I am not teasing any future Riot products, alright? Nothing like that. This is a pure fan project. And yeah, before you guys go mental, let me just say that I don't think I'm gonna be permanently a VTuber, alright? I'm just gonna be myself, alright? Just don't freak out. I'm not a cat from now on, alright? I'm also a normal human being. Not to mention that VTubers are not normal. Legitimately normal people, all of them. But if I just decide to be a VTuber every now and then, I can be. Alright, syncing audio. Blink, blink. God damn it, I really need hands.